We're gonna cut into this and hopefully see what's in here. And I apologize for the shaky camera. All right, so here we are. I'm gonna try and keep everything where it needs to be for this so that it looks good. All right, so unless you are serious watch aficionados, you probably haven't heard of these guys. This is Guinand Flight Engineer. Guinand, it sounds French, but it's actually a German brand. You can see they're based in Frankfurt. Fliegern is pilot watches. So we're gonna see what's in here. I got some goodies in here. Important documents. So we'll look at those in a little bit. This looks to be what I ordered, so maybe, hopefully, let's get this out of here. Hopefully everything is as it should be in here. I don't know if this was jarred in transit or not, so this is beautiful presentation. They've got this beautiful velvet bag here. And again, guys, I apologize. This is such a cluster bomb. I really had plans for this to go a little bit more smoothly, but things happen in life, you know, so it's important to document these kind of things. If this does become an issue, then I'll be able to give you some feedback on how I resolve it with Guinand, but hopefully it won't, I mean, clearly this is a very sturdy box. This is actually a metal box, branded box that they send it in. So as far as the watch being crushed or scratched, I'm not really worried about that. But considering that I don't know if the damage to the box was caused by a drop or by being tossed somewhere by a worker, you know, I'm not really sure. Something like that could damage a timepiece internally. Hopefully things are okay. Let's take a look at it. I'm really excited about this. Yeah, I did get jostled in here a little bit. I'll just let you see that. That's how it came out of the box. I mean, I don't expect it to come all the way from Germany and be perfect, but if it were handled properly, it shouldn't be too badly jostled. So anyway, there's a very sexy cushion for it to sit on. And this is the Guinand Flight Engineer. I'm going to try and show you as closely as I can what it looks like. Now, it looks like they do something similar to what Zinn did with theirs. They've got this wrapping around the bracelet, around the watch itself, so that you know, you have to basically commit to it in order to unwrap it. Once you unwrap it, I didn't see anything in their literature about it, but I'm going to assume that's the case. I hope that's the case for their sake. I think that's a smart way for these guys, these watch manufacturers, to do business. It's pretty well covered from end to end. So it's got this beautiful H-link bracelet. I'm going to actually do another video once I decide if I'm keeping this, or I'll kind of look at it a little bit more. A little bit more in detail. some of the paperwork that they send you here. Details. So this is this is just the manual here. This is the certificate of final testing. All this is in German, but so it shows all the tests that they do on the watch. Including the timing test, which you see the ultimate result here. It's gaining about 2.5. I think that's 2.5 seconds per day. It's gaining over a 24-hour period. So that's pretty good reliability. This is the warranty. It's got a rotating bezel here. I don't know if I'll be able to rotate it with this stuff on. Yeah, I can a little bit. It doesn't click. It just kind of turns. I asked for them to make it kind of medium difficulty to turn so it wouldn't come loose too easily. So apparently that can be adjusted somehow. I'm not sure how they adjust that. So it's actually a fair bit bigger in appearance than the Baltic. It's not that much larger. The Baltic's a 39mm case. I think this is 40.5. But all the, you see kind of the effect of details on a watch dial. With the Baltic, all these numerals and all these dial details are really tiny. That's the one kind of complaint I've had with it. It's a small watch doesn't have to look like a small watch. Whereas here, large numerals on the bezel, and really easy to read. I mean, the issue I had with the Zin, feeling like it might be kind of hard to read, similar to this, because of the teeny numbers and the teeny hands, which were actually smaller than the Baltic's hands. This definitely has bigger hands. I don't know, tell me, I love the seconds hands on this with the orange triangle on there, the pointer, and the orange loom pip. The one thing I would change in the design of this watch that I think does not fit, even though they look great, they're easy to read, and they're sufficiently big enough, I would put sword style hands on this watch. I think that as a flight watch, they give that real cockpit instrument vibe when you have those sword style hands, like you see on like most of the pilot watches and things like the Zin 857, and a lot of brands use those sword style hands, where it's kind of the stubby hour hand and the longer minute hand, but they kind of widen a little bit and then narrow. I just think it gives that real instrument cluster vibe. But honestly, no real complaints with this upon initial examination. Beautiful bracelet, H-link bracelet on it here. I wish it had a diver's extension, but I guess, or on the fly, quick adjust. But that's my complaint with most bracelet class, and not everybody does that, especially flight watches. But this is a bracelet really that you wouldn't expect to see a bracelet this nice on a flight watch. In fact, normally I would expect to see a flight watch on like a leather strap. It has quick release spring bars, which is nice. It unfortunately does not have drilled lugs. The Baltic does, weirdly. But if you have a quick release bracelet and you use like a NATO or similar type of strap for your other stuff, or quick release rubber straps, you really don't have to worry about it. Hopefully in a couple days, after I've decided to keep this, or Guinand has decided if they want to swap it, and after whatever biblical weather event is done, hopefully bypassing Florida, I'll do a little more detailed review where I'll get into specs and examining this unwrapped for you. I appreciate you guys checking in. Thanks so much. God bless.